this is Gayle. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be joined by Katrina. Now she is a street vendor over in Boone, North Carolina. Boone is on the extreme western edge of North Carolina. It is the home of Appalachian State University. Has a lot of really neat things going for it. So I sent her the link and she should be coming in just a few minutes here. Let me make sure that the video is live on YouTube. We have the stream going. I'm using StreamYard, so I just want to make sure that we're live and all is good. Also, I have it posted in our group. If you don't follow my Facebook group, go ahead and join us at www.facebook.com/groups/Gayle Vlogs. That's GAYLEVLOGS. Of course, we do have the Bodacious Broads travel blog at bodaciousbroadstravelblog.com. I hope everybody is having a good day today. I'm double checking the email. Going to see if Katrina had sent a message, and I don't have her yet. So, okay, let me go ahead and fill you in on how I met Katrina and about the town of Boone. It's a college town. It's the home of Appalachian State University on the extreme western end of North Carolina. It's about 30 minutes from Blowing Rock. It's about 30 minutes from Mountain City, Tennessee, and it's about 40 minutes from Wilkesboro, North Carolina, tucked up in the Blue Ridge Mountains of the famous Appalachian Mountains. So you have everything at your disposal for the Appalachian Mountains that you would want to do. So rock climbing, mountain biking, hiking, fishing, in this gorgeous background of lush green mountains, except, of course, during the winter when we have snow. And that's when everybody hits the slopes. The downtown area has this artsy vibe to it, and that helps make it even more interesting to me. The problem with downtown is the parking can be a little tight. It's mostly street parking. The restaurants there, they will have their own parking for the most part, but it's pretty much street parking. If you go on the weekends, that street parking is free, which is very helpful. Otherwise, you know, your best bet, restaurant parking lots and shops. And then there's a couple of pay lots in the town of Boone. They're not on the main drag. They're just a little off. But anyway, so as you go downtown, if you're coming from like the western portion of town, as you go in, you will see the sign for public parking pretty much as soon as you get into town. And so the public parking is just down this little hill. Just a minute. I'm going to say you're about a block, maybe half a block to a block off of the main downtown area. So the main downtown area has a lot of your boutiques, your mom and pop shops, everything that you would expect with like a little historic, trendy area. So on weekends, they will be street vendors set up in different parts of downtown any time of year. About 2.5 weeks ago, my husband and I decided to take off and go out of town and go to Boone for the day. And we got to meander through downtown, and as we're meandering, we come across this street vendor. She was out there, and she was selling some of her jewelry. As we were talking, I told her about Travel Tuesday trivia here on the channel and invited her to come on. And she was one of several street vendors that were set up that day. There was somebody else that was selling jewelry, and somebody else had some little craft things. This is just in downtown Boone. And she was telling me that she was trying to make all the sales that she can because recently, here she is, recently she has had an apartment fire. So she is now having to move out of her apartment. And what really struck me is that even though she had this really terrible thing happen, she is really upbeat and really positive, as you could tell from the photo there. Hopefully she'll be in here pretty soon. In the meantime, parking. Let me screen share this so you can see a little bit more about the parking in downtown Boone. Here we go. This is the public parking map, and it says, whoops, it froze. Okay, but it talks about metered parking. But what you want to pay attention to, it says metered parking is enforced Monday through Saturday from 8 to 5. But vehicles that have a valid handicap tag can park in any space along the public parking areas. With your tag, they don't charge you for parking. It really makes it much more affordable and much easier for a person who, like me, has trouble walking because I have my leg brace. Otherwise, parking is $1 an hour at all metered spaces. At the website www.downtownboonenc.com, there is some instructions on how to use the meters if you're not sure. So if you go to a town on vacation, the first thing that I always suggest, take time and look at the website. That tells you a little bit about public parking. All right, downtown Boone, and I'm going to screen share this. Hey, and we've got some folks that have just come in. Candy the Wee Service Dog is here. Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man the Hero, is in. So thank you both for joining us today. Now, downtown Boone is by the downtown Boone development area. They have a large grassy area, which you can see here on the stream. Gentle slopes of the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's close to, as I said, Banner Elk and some other ski resorts. And they have different downtown Boone resources. King Street is where we were. I'm going to see if I can pull up the live video stream for just a minute. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on just a second. Just a second. Good. I'm finally able to get the comments up. So let me back up just a little bit and put the comments in. So we have the comment from Happy Trail saying, popping in to say hello and hit the thumbs up. And Peter Parker, the hero here, is kidding me about Christmas. And he is saying it's getting closer to 10 months left. And he knows I'm going to break out in hives over that because stress. Okay. I hope that all works out to have her on. Me too. But I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So Katrina was telling me about the fire and about her having to move under difficult circumstances. But she just had this sunny disposition. She does some tarot readings and she has her jewelry out there and she's set up in, like I said, the downtown area. And right down the street from her was another jewelry vendor. Y'all know me. I had to go and talk to the other jewelry vendor. Some of it may have been bought prepackaged, but he was also filling me in some about the town. It is named for the famous explorer, pioneer, and statesman Daniel Boone. This is his photo from Wikipedia, and the Creative Commons information is right there. The town is anchored by Appalachian State University, tucked up in the northwest corner where you have the Blue Ridge Mountains. Boone is popular for not just the university, but it is a destination in its own right for all of the quaint shops and all of the outdoor activities at the Blue Ridge Mountains. You do want to take some time and explore the mountains and the whole area. The parking downtown is a little tight. So if you take your car and you go to one of the parking lots, you actually have a little more space to maneuver, I think, because the parking spaces on the street, they're all parallel to parking. We were very fortunate. We got to pull in of a parking lane. While we were talking, she was telling me about King Street Creamery Ice Cream Shop. Let me pull up these photos so you can see just how cute it is. Okay. So this whole town, it has like the little boutique shops and the mom and pops, and it's this artsy vibe. So the King Street Creamery is no exception. And they don't just have ice cream, but they have coffee and hot chocolate. Sample menu board of what's right outside the door. Sample menu. And you can see the inside has these cow prints on the wall where it's done in like a cow pattern and theme. There's the ice cream counter there. Whoops. And if you go in and you tag them in the photos, they just love it. So make sure you use their Instagram and you can hit it to see more of their shots. And you can be featured if you tag them in the photos. And there's more of what it looks like. So on these black cow splotches, these are actually chalkboards that they have put up. So they have different sayings on the chalkboards, such as a girl should be two things: who and what she wants. And you have these inspirational messages throughout the ice cream shop. And of course, they have good ice cream, but they also believe in sustainability. So they use recycled packaging that's biodegradable, save our planet there that you see, and wooden spoons. So I really appreciate that as a customer, because I want to pay attention to the environment, because I like being outdoors. I can't be outdoors a whole lot because of my leg as far as hiking and fully enjoying it. But I like being able to enjoy what I can. And you can't do that if people are trashing the environment. What about hotels or motels? I would need to stay in one. There are some hotels and motels there. Let me just type this in and give you a screenshot of that to give you a better idea. Because with the university, they pull in people from all over, everywhere, with the university, for not just students needing hotel rooms when they're getting set up, but also for people that are coming in to speak and so forth. So let me pull this up so I can screenshot it for you. That'll give you the best idea. Peter Parker says, if I go there, Gayle can be my tourist guide. That's cute. You may not even want me to be a tourist guide. Boone, North Carolina hotel deals. There is a Country Inn and Suites right there. Super 8, Holiday Inn Express. I guess everybody that has tests the next day probably stays at Holiday Inn Express, right? Because aren't you supposed to be smart the next day if you stay there? Sleep In, Comfort Suites, and there's the Holiday Inn Express. Now, I spend a lot of time in Comfort Suites when I travel, because they have a great loyalty program at Choice Hotels that enables you to collect points where you can get free hotel nights and so forth. But that's all personal preference. So hopefully this gives you a general idea. Candy the Wee Service Dog is agreeing with Peter, and Peter is saying he will even put his spider suit on. There you go. Does the ice cream store has straws? I need to use straws, and some stores don't have straws because they are environment conscious. Yeah, I do think I remember seeing straws there, because somebody was having, let me see if I have a picture of that. Let's see here. Check this out. There's the ice cream. I think I got a picture of somebody drinking, and I think they have a straw. So hopefully I got it. This is the little coffee area set up there with King Street Creamery. Whoops, that's a terrible shot. Okay, there we are outside, and Katrina said something and I'm laughing, but there we are. That's an old theater right behind us. There we go. That's the theater, and so Katrina was set up right next to it. But so I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I remember them having a straw. But I will tell you, if you go on Sundays, they have this crazy thing. Let me put in, good morning, Mel Mel. How are you? He's still waking up there in the background. Okay, we'll let you wake up. Oh, thank you, Mel. Mel's saying great pictures. So thank you, Mel Mel. Unfortunately, I don't know where Katrina is today. She doesn't usually do interviews. Candy the Wee Service Dog said you had mentioned the wooden spoons, so that's why I asked. Yeah, it totally makes sense, because some places are not doing the straws. So anyway, Boone is named for the explorer Daniel Boone, and he sometimes camped at a site. Generally, they think it's within the present city. That's what they were telling me. And he also had his nephews with him, and they were members of the town's first church. The East Tennessee and Western North Carolina Railroad. Its shrill whistle earned it the name Tweedsy Railroad. The Newton Depot shown here is not in Boone, but if you're interested in the trains, in the railroad, go check out their website and maybe help them out if you can. Unfortunately, the flood of 1940 pretty much decimated the town. They didn't really bounce back as far as the railroad is concerned, because so much of the tracks were washed away. They just simply decided not to replace them. But it is the home of Appalachian State University, and that is the 6th largest university in the North Carolina university system. And says some are concerned that animals are getting a hold of straws. Yes, and that is something that you have to be aware of in Boone, because with its proximity to the Blue Ridge Mountains, you do have critters. It is surrounded by the Appalachians, and Blue Ridge Parkway is part of it. Blue Ridge Mountains is part of that. So and Boone, now it's also notable to being home to the Junaluska Committee, which is just north of downtown Boone. The Junaluska Committee is actually a free Black community that has existed in the area, and it's pre-Civil War. So when I say a free Black community, we're talking about people who were free, not that it's free land. The Junaluska community helps put Boone on the map. And there's also Boone is also famous for bluegrass musicians. And there was the late Grammy award-winning Doc Watson. And some of the other places around Boone that are famous is the Blair Farm and the Daniel Boone Hotel. So, yeah, Boone's a nice place. It's got a lot of things going for it. But what I was going to tell you, though, about the King Street Creamery, if you ever go and you were there on a Sunday, they do Shake It Up milkshakes. So if you dance, you get a discount on your milkshake. It's really cute. And, of course, some customers won't do it. It's just a cute, fun thing that they do there at the creamery. And I still don't know where Katrina is or what happened there. I'm going to have to get with her. But, yeah, so does anybody have any questions about Boone or anything that I didn't cover that you want to know about? Mel says he wishes he had a question. Candy says, do they have any Indian mounds? They are ancient burial grounds. Not that I've ever heard mentioned. Mel says, I guess I can ask, how does it feel to travel like you do? Sometimes it gets a little frustrating because when I'm traveling a lot, especially during the summer, I'm having to constantly remind myself what time it is and what time zone and kind of where I am. And it was really interesting because I had to go to New Mexico earlier this month. And so you're crossing, you have Eastern, you have Central, you have Mountain time zones. But then the weird thing about New Mexico is daylight saving time on the Eastern time zone. They don't. So it's 3 hours in time zones during the summer, but it's just 2-hour time zone difference in the winter. So I'm constantly having to revamp my thinking. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I feel very blessed to be able to travel. And I look for like the cheapest deals possible, which helps me travel. If you saw the video that I did, the live stream where I talked about a lot of the discounts, I take advantage of every discount out there that I possibly can. And I layer points. Like, for example, I'm going to Alaska in a couple of weeks. By keeping up with sales, I was able to score tickets round trip for $350 in the main cabin, plus paying a little bit of insurance there for the travel insurance. Because I have points with Choice Hotels, I have a free night in a hotel finding grocery stores because I just kind of feel like I'm buying groceries here. Not that much different than buying them on the road. So it all helps. So when I go traveling to all these crazy places, I do so with a sense of profound gratitude. Plus, with the leg brace and some of the other issues, it makes it hard to travel. I'm just grateful to be able to do that. And Candy the Wee Service Dog says, oh, that's cute, Gayle. I can shake it up. Of course, referring back to the milkshake. So, yeah. But thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. So thanks for watching. In the meantime, y'all take care, and always #be Bodacious. Don't let life get in the way of living, okay? Thanks again for watching. Bye.